Hello dear Goenkans, I hope everybody is fine. Dear kids, today we are going to discuss one more subtopic of the chapter Symmetry and Patterns, and the name of the subtopic is tessellations. What a tessellation is? Tessellation means tiling. That means whenever we arrange any shape repeatedly again and again without any gaps or overlappings in between them, we call it tessellation. The shapes that can be repeated, that are repeated to create the tessellations, can be triangle, it can be square, it can be hexagon, it can be rectangle. And such shapes, when arranged in a particular pattern, do not leave any space in between, any gap in between, and do not overlap. There are certain shapes which do tessellate, but there are certain shapes which do not tessellate. Like we have circle which do not tessellate. That means if we arrange them back to back, if we place them back to back, they still leave a gap in between them. So that means there are only certain shapes that can tessellate. You can see here the examples that the squares are placed back to back. In another example, triangles are placed back to back, and this is what we call as tessellation or tiling. Few more examples are here, and the exercise 3 on page number 101 of your textbook is like this. Which of these shapes tessellate? Test them and put a tick or cross. The shapes have been given. We have to check, we have to observe whether they tessellate or not. In other words, we have to check if we place them back to back, end to end, do they leave any space in between, do they leave any gap in between, or they do not. If we see figure A, it's triangle. If we place a triangle back to back, we have already seen it here. It tessellate. It do not leave any space in between. So first figure is to be ticked. We have to mark tick there. Next is B. Again, it do tessellate. It's a rectangle and it do tessellate. Number C figure is a pentagon, but it do not tessellate. If we place them back to back, the same shape is if placed back to back, it do leave space. It do leave some space in between. So figure C does not tessellate, and likewise figure D do not tessellate, because this is a trapezium, and when we place it back to back, it will leave some space in between. Figure E is a rhombus. It do tessellate. If we place them back to back, it does not leave any space in between, and neither do they overlap. And figure F is a hexagon. This is a six-sided shape, and it also tessellate. So we have to tick mark figure A, B, E and F, and put a cross on figure C and figure D. This was all about exercise 3. Thank you very much. Al-Habib.